The hell?
Mine
So
had, like...
there's at least 5 supposed generals then.
He had orange hair and orange beard, like, leather cufflinks and, like, leather boots and, like, this blue tunic.
What?
And he was all pixelated.
It's definitely got to be
What is pixelated?
It was all blurry and, like, edgy.
I don't understand.
Neither do I.
So, would any of you scientists happen to know what we were getting injected with? Or that operation that was supposedly done on us?
Wait, operation. I didn't sign
Yeah.
up for no surgery.
Apparently it was a success.
The CDC scientists sort of like the shrug. Dr. Reynolds ends up saying, as said, I had no idea that there was even people here until whatever the hell happened down there.
Well, our little German friend, Dr. Knight over there, seemed to know that we were here.
He apparently is having a heated discussion with Electro over possible failings and consequences for failing.
Dude, don't argue with the soldier. He could probably just, like, tase you or something.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
And you'd be like, don't tase me, bro. And then you'd be on the floor.
But seriously.
Electro throws his hands into his eyes and says, you're not going to achieve anything up here. There's no damn... In order for me to hack through this console, other than just glowering at it, I'm going to need access to a kit. To get one of those is back down there.
So we really have no choice.
So we're going back down.
And so he shrugs and says, everyone has a choice.
It's boring up here.
Anyone know, or have an idea of where our mysterious general, or maybe Agent Douchebag, is hiding out? If they're still in here?
Dr. Reynolds says, I imagine they left along with the rest of the soldiers and scientists whenever the alarm was issued.
Women, children, and Potman stay behind.
I'm going to beat you, Tony.
And,
Hey. Oh.
So, Eddie makes motions to get on the elevator, and Electra actually sticks out a hand and says, no, you stay here with the girl. And with Dr. Knight. Eddie says, no, you're gonna need my help. No. Your help consists of you getting weak in the knees and me having to knock you unconscious. Dude, I took the same trick. No.
Eddie, you are really heavy, and my arms are tired.
Eddie, you're lucky people aren't calling you shakes.
Besides, you haven't fully recovered already. You need to just stay back, take it low. And Eddie nods and sort of like shifts to go back here a bit. Almost a bit relieved in that he doesn't have to go back down there. As if he was given an excuse.
Well, before getting on the elevator, I actually want to look around the room one last time to see if there's anything that might be able to lead somewhere else in typical video game fashion.
Did you guys check the drawers in the desk?
And also if there seems to be any sign of, like, anything that might be movable along the walls, although there's not much here.
Sure. You can go ahead and give a thorough look over the place if you'd like.
Cat wants to whisper something to Eddie.
Okay.
If that door opens up, and Knight is obviously behind it, and he could have done this the entire time, shoot the fucker.
What gun?
Eddie will remark that he is not being left with a gun.
I was going to say, with what gun?
And points towards...
Then I'll just go ahead and tell the same thing to Craw.
Headbutt him. Repeatedly.
Oh, shit.
Use your brain case.
Want me to roll
I
notice,
have
or is it futile?
You can go ahead and roll. I don't have a problem with that.
I'm just going to go back to my spot.
I forget
Nope.
we disarmed the shakes over there.
There's that extensive rug that stretches from wall to wall. Doesn't look like there's any trap door behind it. There's the desk. Doesn't look like moving the little jar of paper clips causes a secret panel to unveil itself.
Damn it.
There's
Did
definitely
you try using all the tape?
There's definitely all of the monitoring equipment. It looks like it's primarily for show and not really meant to be functional anyway.
It's like the fan room leading into MIB headquarters.
Yes.
Shit.
You're late, Jay.
This is basically a non-functional room designed to confuse anyone who does even manage to make it to wherever this is.
Wait. Does the elevator walls close to look like another wall?
That would be the most pointless room ever. Walk in the front doors, it's one secretary's desk and some monitors.
What's going on here?
Yes.
And that's when the federal government takes you far, far away.
Yep.
So, no, you get to go to the secret facility, just willingly.
So, Fletch, are you going to make kissy face with her yet, or are you going to come with us?
I'll ask Cross if she's gonna be okay here.
Dr. Cross says and says, "Fuck this, I ain't staying back here, not with that ass." She points at Dr. Knight.
She's a keeper.
Just grins and says, "Alright, let's go then."
Dr. fucking Rails has already been elevated. Fuck if I am, too.
So wait. We're leaving Dr. Knight, a little girl, and a soldier without a gun.
Problem?
Pretty much.
And?
What if Dr. Knight has a gun?
What if he's got a key this whole time and he's just waiting for us
What's he gonna do? He still believes that, shit hasn't gone to hell.
I don't know. He's German. German people do crazy things.
He does speak Nazi.
Dr. Knight looks over and says, "I am American, you idiot."
Well, you speak Nazi.
You idiot.
I speak Nazi?
Yeah.
Dr. Knight just begins to
Electro to hit the button.
And Electro fucking slams the button as Dr. Knight begins storming towards the elevator.
Close the door!
Wait, no. If he hits us, then we can... Oh,
You
guys,
realize now he's going to do something.
I wasn't... Potman did it.
And you folks begin the elevator ride back down.
Okay.
I mean, he does.
He speaks German, you dick.
German, Nazi, same thing.
Okay, well, you know what? If that's German, Germans need to stop speaking so much Nazi, because that's what mad scientist guys sound like.
Eugene, you're fucking high. Go home.
Fucking trying to, man.
Sure, he'd love to
What
go back.
the fuck?
Eugene, you idiot.
So, how much you bet he's walking out of there the second this door closes?
All the money in my pockets.
Swear if he's gone.
Well, his other doctor friend is here with us, so...
Wait. I don't think he's his doctor friend.
Well, whatever.
I don't think Reynolds and him.
The other doctor
friends.
that worked with him.
Dr.
Doc Savage?
Savage looks over inquisitively.
Doc Savage has been pretty, chill,
Like,
helpful.
I am in the elevator if you'd like to ask me anything.
No, we're gonna talk around you.
It's like, nah, man, we're cool. So the other doctor...
I'd appreciate you not treating me like Dr. Knight.
So would that guy actually have access to get through the door?
No, man. You're nothing like Dr. Knight. You're
Dr. Savage says, only those with Sigma passes could possibly get through the door.
Which is only 6 guys, the agent and all 5 generals, right?
There's only one general who visits this facility, to my knowledge, and Electro nods his assent with that.
I'm telling you, I'm
Is
sure
this
they were all fakes, but I have a feeling they are all fakes.
So, big, round, portly dude with a beard and looking really... was not real?
Just a guy dressed up to look like he has authority.
It could always be the drugs, though. Because they did a lot of injections on us.
Dr. Savage says, yes, you were extensively monitored and put in stressful situations from a physiological standpoint to see the effects of the infection, if any, upon your bodies.
So,
that sounds boring.
what you're injecting us with?
Quite a number of compounds. Only I knew a small amount of part of them. Most of the cocktails were determined by Dr. Knight.
Oh, so that's the guy that had
I don't want to go trying to speed him to death.
No.
Lecter says, No, then we'd have to start this whole damn elevator ride again after reaching the bottom. How about we get what we need? You guys can blow off steam in the mess hall if you really want. It's great there. And
What's in the mess hall?
A mess.
Electra's hall is like, I can't even explain it to you. You'll see.
I don't like where this is going. Especially this elevator ride.
Do.
The lady from Banana.
Can we turn the elevator music off?
Pull Max Payne on
it. But eventually, and thankfully, the elevator does, maybe, possibly, probably not, arrive at its destination.
Wait, it probably didn't. What?
What?
This isn't the same map we started on.
What?
Elevator dings open. Not really with a ding, but
Ding.
it ends up with you back in this. I've removed most of the vision blocking layers, so you folks are actually able to see through, for example, this wall.
Well, I do remember seeing the officers' quarters when we first came through here.
Yeah, there's a passageway which leads towards the officer quarters.
Seems like the most likely place that officer-type people would be.
What about the area over here labeled security?
Maybe.
Electro's actually gonna chime. If you guys are gonna do any too much looking, you're gonna probably need someone with you. Dr. Savage says, yeah, that someone would probably be me. To get you through various security doors and passageways.
We're not breaking the law doing this, are we?
Do you really care?
Direct
Like, I give a shit.
Electro chuckles.
My God.
Electro chuckles. Only in direct violation of numerous clearance security protocols, which, if discovered and you are once again detained by the United States federal government, you could be looking at far worse shit than you've ever seen. Although,
Doubt it.
And
You know, I have a feeling you guys went out of here as much as we do.
Lecter says, if worse comes to worse, I'll just blame it all on you and tell you that you held me at gunpoint and forced me to help.
We can do that if you want us to, but...
Dr. Reynolds heavily nods in agreement with this idea.
okay.
I'll just complain that I'm a hapless idiot who was carried along by you guys for no apparent reason.
I don't even have a gun.
Me either.
Wait, yeah, you do. Wait, no. Maybe? So I'm gonna go to the security room first. Anyone want to come with me?
These
No,
are
but I
like,
will anyway.
These are like long hallways. The guy that lead to like separate sections of like the base.
Wait a
Like
minute.
this, serving as like a central hub of sorts.
Hey, how about can we get into the armory?
So, Lecter says, yes, it's quite possible. I plan on going there myself. There will also be a supply of equipment. I need an electronics toolkit in order to even begin to attempt to open that door.
Here's a question for you, Grimith. Are these tables bolted to the floor?
They're not bolted, no.
Okay,
I'm
so
going to
the
the front of the way down. Any little thing help.
Yeah, they're not bolted down. No, you could move them if need be.
Trusty Tony's gonna listen to see if he hears anything.
Sure, Trusty Tony can certainly stop walking and quirk his head and take a listen.
To see if he hears any, like, of the dead heads below.
Sure.
No.
No, just some folks discussing strategy and things behind them. Electra says, at any rate, this might not be so much for you folks. You're welcome to wander around with the caveat that whatever is happening might happen here, although I think we're fairly secure. It's just a matter of leaving the facility. The mess hall you can easily wait in, rather extensive, with quite an amount of food, which could be to your delight. But I have work to do, as I imagine do the rest of these. He, looks down the lane at the scientist.
Electro, the way you talk is cool. I've never heard a soldier say delight before.
On the note of work, Cat's gonna pick up one of the tables and move it over in front of the way down.
Okay.
Put it over.
That's fine.
Don't want that doorway easy to get through.
You will also recall that there was an actual door at the bottom of the staircase that could not be opened except with keycard access.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
That's fine.
I mean, we're supposed to keep the Zambos locked up, right?
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Electro chuckles and says, "Yeah, Eugene, but have you ever seen The Walking Dead?"
Yeah, for days, and
Tony's just gonna wander off by himself. Wait, oh, Kathlyn. Okay. Situation normal.
At any rate.
Barra?
Can I open this door?
Yeah, door's openable.
Can open the door to Barrack C.
Okay, that's fine.
There might be.
That's why I'm here with the riot shield.
The door opens. This large room has 6 double bed lofts, some of which look like they've been left in a hurry. Equipment lockers hang open and empty along the sides of the room, alongside several chairs and tables. This room, just giving it a cursory glance, contains blankets, spare clothes, reading material, and various paraphernalia. Anything in particular you'd like?
More cigarettes.
Not something here.
Damn it. What other kind of paraphernalia we do? I'm just gonna peruse for a couple minutes until something happens.
Yeah. Something interesting.
Just sort of go. Go ahead.
Whoa. Hand bites and all that.
Prophylactics, of course. Other
There's
things.
just piles of condoms in the room.
Yeah, just piles and piles of condoms. They're sleeping on condoms. Well, nothing I want here.
Potman's gonna go ahead to the security area and see if he can find any weapons left lying around.
Sure.
That's what Tony was. That's what Tony was going to do earlier as well.
Sure. Potman could begin the trek on his own, with Trusty Tony trying to catch up.
Wait.
Heading towards a security area. You folks are underground, and while you have been in spacious areas up to this point, it's noticeable that as you're going through these hallways and avenues, heading towards the big, heading past the big sign that says security, the hallways themselves are getting smaller. Almost as if to create some sort of numerous avenues and passageways. Although you have not come across any doors yet on your trek. That's going to take quite a bit of time for these folks. 7 is currently still away, I think.
He said he was going to stick with Cross, then the group.
Fine.
But since the group split up, I don't think he wants to stay with us.
Well, Dr. Savage will stay back there. They'll talk sciencey things.
And Fletch will just nod along.
Meanwhile, Electro, along with Dr. Reynolds, sort of after talking and debating on their own, have headed up north to pass to the Armory. Armory, which has a main sort of hallway avenue, sort of as if you would take freight out of the elevator and then wheel it along to go to the Armory. Seems convenient enough and reasonable enough given the circumstances.
I think Cat's going with them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta protect the brains.
Bronze.
Does that mean we're bringing Doc Savage with us?
Dr. Savage has stayed behind. Those two are talking science-y things.
Gross.
And you two had decided to split off anyway. Which is going to be pretty inconvenient for Potman and Trusty Tony when they get a few minutes along and end up coming across a door which is asking them for some access they don't have. Theta pass required, the door says.
Alright, Potman's gonna come trudging back out here.
That's like...
Hey, Doc.
Alright, that's gonna take some time then.
Okay.
Trusty Tony's just gonna wait there. He's like, I'm just gonna wait here. My feet hurt.
Alright. So Fletch, suddenly the group has sort of splintered off with Electro and Dr. Reynolds deciding that they wanted to go to the armory. Electro with the reasoning that he mentioned that he wants a toolkit to try to get through the door. And some ordnance as well. Cat has apparently sauntered off after them, it seems. Trusty Tony ended up trudging slowly after Potman, who's like, I'm going to security, I'm fucking Blaze. And there he goes.
In those exact words.
Yep. Dr. Cross sort of stayed behind, as well as did Dr. Savage, who was like, I told them, like, they're gonna need help to get through whatever, And so he, as well as Dr. Cross, have been talking technobabble. Why don't you give me one of those language things to try to decipher their technobabble?
Things?
Yes, a language thing.
Yes. What exactly would you like me to roll?
That would be an intelligence plus your language English, which is assumed to be 5, to see how much of this conversation Fletch can actually understand, since this is used to try to get technobabble. Alright, well, in this case...
Oh, you expanded everything. Maybe.
I didn't expand everything.
I gotta fix that then.
Hey, it's not a problem. It's fine. At any rate, yes, with that amount of successes I think that's 4. Dr. Cross and Dr. Savage have gotten into an argument of sorts, with Dr. Cross mentioning that this is not even remotely in her field of expertise at all, and certainly when she volunteered for this assignment, when she was, asked if she would be interested in all this sort of shit, this was nothing even remotely like she was expecting at all, and she gets into all sorts of these technical and logistic talks about how there's nothing even remotely parasitical involved, completely blown past her expertise. Dr. Reynolds said that it was nothing pertaining to his field. The other CDC scientists were still, doing their exams, and they were coming up negative, and Dr. Savage was all like, we're supposed to be patient, we obviously couldn't complete the tests all the way thoroughly or through, we needed more time to do this shit.
Let's just listen for a little bit, and then it's like, hey, what exactly do you guys know about this?
Dr. Cross blinks and says, only that this isn't even in my field of expertise. I just do parasites. She, holds up her hands, that's my thing. This is not anything that I've seen.
All my skill points are dumped into parasites.
And not into lying, as noted before in the group chat. And let's get the sense, it's not as if, she has, a thing against lying, but that, she would have to try so hard to do it that it would come across as, no.
She's just no good at it.
She's so busy, with books and shit that she doesn't even think about, disguise or things. Dr. Knight, gives a pause and says, we're not exactly sure that's why the CDC had been brought in to attempt to investigate the situation.
Right, I get that, but was anything discovered?
Our tests, initial preliminary tests, were inconclusive thus far, although, as Dr. Cross noted, those who had been brought in with special areas of experience confirmed or ruled out situations that could have been causing this.
So what areas weren't covered?
Dr. Savage chuckles and says, "Oh, I don't know, about several hundred formally recognized fields of science."
Formerly? Formally. Oh.
Formally, yes.
I was going to say, like, wow, he gave up on society fast.
It's clearly phlogiston.
Doctor says, "Although I'm not exactly sure what fills you all with the hopeless attitude, none of these creatures have escaped this facility. It would be impossible for them to do so."
They didn't start in here.
Of course not. They started in that summer
Meadow. And
meadow, yes.
it spread to the wildlife.
Yes.
And the fake general didn't even know that much about that part.
Dr. Savage shakes his head and says, "But if there actually had been a catastrophic fall of society, I would have noticed it."
How long have you been down here?
Dr. Savage looks at Dr. Cross and says, "The CDC scientists don't live here. They go home."
Where are we?
Dr. Savage says, "You're currently in northeastern Pennsylvania, not that far from where you started. We don't have access to a map, sort of like gesturing around this like little sort of hangout area, but you're not too terribly far. On an off-road in a national forest reserve, so as to reduce the amount of walk-ins that are received."
You happened to hear about a mudslide a few weeks ago?
Naturally, that was a story spread to ensure that the quarantine remained effective.
Right. Have you heard any other major national incidents in the area lately?
Major national incidents.
Or local incidents, just major incidents. Floods, giant electrical outages, anything.
The entire area around Summer Meadow, basically heading to Romero, has been cordoned off.
That's a pretty big area, isn't it?
Dr. Savage nods. Yes, just to, that's not entirely staffed with soldiers, but that's been disseminated to the public as far as I'm aware.
It's a big area to make sure nothing gets out.
It's really for things getting in. For things getting out, I'm not exactly sure the specifics. I have not been out in the field in some time, but I do believe the primary ring remains around Summer Meadow. There have been reports of these wildlife things, however, they are sparse, and it does seem as if these creatures do require sustenance in the form of meat. Otherwise, they slowly wither and can do nothing more than drag themselves.
I hope you're right, but I'm not holding my breath.
At this point, Potman returns from his futile adventure into the security section. Trusty Tony, of course, chose to stay behind because he didn't want to walk all the way back.
My feet hurt.
Hey.
Hey.
Doc Savage.
Dr. Savage looks at Eugene and says, "Yes, it was made mention by Electro as well as myself that you would need keycard access in order to get through any of these sections."
Even Savage is calling him Electro.
Yes.
Yes?
Are you asking for my help, Eugene?
Oh, yes.
Splendid. We'll get started on it right away.
Doc Savage, you're the coolest.
Then he just walks off.
Dr. Savage is like...
Hey man, you're the coolest.
He like slowly begins to walk off and then looks back at Fletch and Dr. Cross and says, "Don't suppose I should just let him go and see how long it takes for him to turn around?"
Could be funny. He might not remember.
Dr. Cross says, "Fucking potheads." He begins to trail off. leaving Fletch and Dr. Cross alone.
Oh yeah.
The barracks with confidence.
Back at the armory, there is a doorway which is encountered, which stipulates Omicron pass required, that the soldier electro swipes through and passes through easily. The hallways here continue to remain broad, and certainly as the door is open and passage is acquired into a rather... Oh my. Well, if Kathlyn ever had, like, any sort of, like, fetish or, like, interest in firearms or big fucking guns or small guns or medium-sized guns or belts of ammo and ammunition, well, she now has access to the armory, so all of those dreams can come true.
So the armory's got what she needs.
However, Kat is not exactly like a gun expert, and she doesn't really style herself, you know, like using those, unless she just wants to wield shit she doesn't know how to use.
Nah. Sticking to the shield and the bat.
Never stop Potman.
Electro goes sifting through like some equipment, fucking pulls out like an electronics toolkit, mumbling about how he left his down there.
So, one question though, does she actually know like what caliber all the other people who actually use guns have with them are?
Does she remember?
I know we've got 5.56 and I think 10mm, but that's it.
Okay. Well, what would you like to grab?
Gonna pick up a good number of those, say about, let's just go with 5 mags each.
Okay, 5 magazines of what?
5.56 and 10mm just to carry back, maybe in a bag or something.
All right. How much does each magazine contain?
It's a good question.
Maximum ammo.
Yeah, just get a giant box for each of them. Now,
that's, you know, if you wanna take back a box of 100 rounds of 5.56 and a box of like 100 rounds of 10mm, that's possible.
You know, she's strong enough, she should do it, and even if that doesn't weigh that much, yeah, just go ahead and take 100 each.
It's not exactly comfortable, but she can like turn like the riot shield into like some sort of like carry thing that she'll like balance the rounds up.
I am the gun waitress.
The gun waifu.
The gun waifu.